going to show you how to actually use and customize the Shopify theme for debut. So we go to online store. Now we've got this pretty little section over here. Go ahead and click on customize. And if you notice, now we got the split window, one here and one over here. So if you look at these items over here, they have little arrows next to them, and you can collapse those so that you can actually see this a little bit better. When you're going through this, you're going to see stuff like header and footer on each of these side sections. They call these sections on the left-hand side here. And they're going to be global. They're going to be on every page that you have. Okay, so when we get into the customizer, it really only controls the home page, and you don't have these options for any internal pages within the ecosystem here. So you only have this nice little WYSIWYG editor for the home page, and then on the rest of the pages, it's more like options, and I'll show you what I mean. So let me go to the products page here, and I'll click on a default product. We don't have anything set up right now because we don't have any products in there. So we're going to need to add some products first before we can actually start tinkering around with that. But basically what it'll do is it'll show header and footer and then give me one little option for the products, whether it wants me to show the vendor or show the type, etc., or the price. So we're going to actually start by editing the header here. So we're going to click on header. Now if you look at this, it says logo, left alignment, or centered. So if I change this and click on centered, now I get the logo at the top, and it's going to put my icons over on the right. And then notice that this is, even though this says desktop, right, it's kind of squished. If I do full screen, I can actually see how it's going to look on the front of a website. So I can also check on mobile and then see how it's going to look that way. So I'll click on desktop because it's just a little easier to work this way. And then I like to actually have them on the left-hand side because it gives a little more formatting, just as long as your menu items don't get very long. Okay? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a new logo up here, and then I'm just going to use a generic logo from this other company. Let me just grab it. And let me grab their logo. Let's see, I think that was pretty big. So that one's like 1,000 pixels wide by 500 pixels tall, but notice how it squishes it in here so that it'll fit right within inside of the new keyframe that I have here. So if I look at this again on full screen, it's still kind of small there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit select, and then this gives me the option to actually give me the custom logo width. So if I make this wider, notice how the logo gets bigger. So you always want to start with kind of a bigger logo and then scroll, size down. In a perfect world, what you would do is actually make your logo at this exact size. So say, for instance, I wanted to have it at 250. I'd actually make the image at 250 instead of the 1,000 pixels wide by 500 pixels tall, because I'm just basically uploading an image that's going to use up more space and slow down the site. So whenever I make this, I'm going to want to take it into Photoshop, and I'm going to make it exactly 250 pixels wide and then upload it. Another thing that I want to do with my images before I upload them is if you go over to tinyjpeg.com, this website is excellent for compressing the images themselves. So I'll give you an example. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go to logo. Notice it's 46 kilobytes. It's pretty small right now, so let's see what it does. There, it kicked it down to 20 kilobytes. So now this logo right here, I'd want to use this one instead, right? So I'm going to go ahead and select Save Link As, and then I'm going to go into my how-to products here, and I'm going to call that A, so I'll overwrite the other one, select Save, and then all I do is I go back into my Living La Visha Loca. I'm going to go ahead and change this guy. I'm going to upload the new one, right? So notice it's 20 kilobytes now, not 46, so that's going to make my page load faster, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to select that, and I have it where it's 250 pixels wide. My main menu is selected here for this top guy. If I had another menu I wanted to use, I can select it here, but I have to create it first within the store. So the next thing is the announcement bar. So the announcement bar, I'm sorry, one last thing. So for your logo, just make sure that you always, on all of your image, you're always editing the alt tag text. Okay, that's for your SEO stuff. You have up to 255 characters. You can say, I'm going to say how to products, I'll say fitness products. Okay, and that says, located wherever. If you're trying to put some other keywords in there, you can throw those in there. I'll select Save, so now my image has a alt tag on it. Now I'm going to scroll down here, and the announcement, I want to show the announcement all the time, so I want to announce something cool. You can have this where it only shows on the home page, but it's always nice to have it throughout the site. And you can put cool stuff in here, so say for instance you want to put an emoji. If you have the ability to put your emojis, you can put the fire, and then you can say stuff like free shipping, or whatever it is that you want to say up there. So the debut theme is pretty limited. You can put up there whatever you want, your phone number, your toll-free, etc. You can also link it if you wanted to link it to a page or a blog or a category. So you can also link that information to something. And then you have the ability to change the color. So you can change the color here, make it red. There we go. And the text stays white. And then I select Save. So now I'm done tinkering with the actual header piece of it. Okay, you can't control these guys right here, but you can control the menu and the logo and this and that. Okay, so next, I'm going to go ahead and do the next thing, image with text overlay. So I don't really like this thing, but I want to have a slider instead. So what I would do is just go down the Add section, and then you can scroll down and look at all these little items that it actually allows you to do. So here's one called Slideshow. Okay, so what it does is it's going to put that slideshow at the very bottom of my page. So I've got my image with text, and if I scroll down, my slideshow is way at the bottom. I don't want it down there. So I want to put the slideshow up at the top. So I just take these little dots right here, I hold my left click on them, hold it down, and then drag it straight up to the very top and let it go. So now my slideshow's there. Well, I don't like this text overlay thing. I don't want to use it, but I don't want to delete it either. If you do delete it, you can always get it back by adding the section back. So right now I'm just going to hide it, and I just click on that eyeball, and it'll hide it from the screen. It's very nice. If we click on the slideshow, you'll also notice there's a little arrows to the left-hand side. You're going to want to click that, and that's where you actually add your slides. I don't recommend doing more than 4 because you want to keep the speed of the site up. And then when you do these banner images, remember to try to use that tiny JPEG guide to go ahead and compress your banner images, okay, and then upload them. Another thing with the images, when you do upload them, try to upload them with the name of the keyword or whatever it is that you're going to call it. So if this was a fitness band, I'd call it fitnessband.jpg, right? And then I'd save it in there, and that helps me with my SEO without actually having to do anything along the lines of submitting the site and all that. So now I've got slide height. It says adapt to first image. Well, if I do this and my first image is really tall and then the next image is kind of half the size, you're going to have this slider that kind of goes up and down and up and down. So when you do make these images, try to make them all the same exact size if you want, or you can come in here and actually select small, medium, or large. But notice that, see how big that gets? So if I do large and I look at full screen, it fills my whole screen. That's crazy. So some people like that, not a fan, but whatever. Okay, so now you come down here and you have text size medium. You can make it large. Watch how there we go. So it makes my text nice and large. You can do middle center. You can do top left. So you can really play around with where you want this imagery. So sometimes you want to do middle center, or let's see here. Let's do middle left. Most people do that. And then they have their image and it says stuff, right? Now, the slides aren't going to start rotating themselves until you actually check this little box. So now you start having the additional slides show up, and that's the last piece right there for that. So now before I do anything and save anything, I want to put some images in here. Well, I don't have any cool images yet. What's cool about Shopify, you can actually click on Image Guide, or Image Slide here, and then over on the right-hand side, I have the ability to mess around with where the image and everything is. But I can click on Select Image, and Shopify is really cool about giving you free images. So you can click on free images, and you can scroll down and click through these. Say you wanted to do men's fashion. Let's say we do men's fashion. I can go through here and I can start picking some stuff. So I'll just grab this guy. It's going to show a nice suit there. I do like the way that looks. I'll hit Select. Okay. And so now remember, you want to go ahead and click on the Edit the Alt Text. So for whatever this is, let's say men's suits, whatever, right? And select Save. So now I've got these two slides. You got one with an image and one without. Now I have the ability to actually also add and change this information here. So I call this men's suits. And then you can tell the brand story, 50% off, order now, whatever. And then you get a button label. So say I wanted to link this to something else. I could say shop men's suits. Now it's not showing up yet because I don't have a link to anything, and I don't have any pages created or collections or anything. So until I'm ready to do that, I can just use the pound sign here. And then once I select that, I go ahead and click on it. Now it's going to give me a blank link. So it's going to give me the ability to put the button there, but it's not going to link to anything. So you can go through and start formatting all this stuff. And then when you're ready to link this back up, you come back into the customizer, click on Slideshow, and then you go ahead and go down here and you go ahead and find your link and put it on there. So I'm going to go ahead and select Save. Otherwise, you would link it to the collection or to the product, right? All right, so that's the first slide, and then I'll do the second slide. All right, I need to select another image. I go Free Images, and then I want to do women's fashion. And then I'll select this young lady right here. Nope, let's select her. That's pretty cool. Okay, select her, select. And now we got the same thing going on. Remember to edit the alt text. Always try to remember to do that. And always make it a keyword. So women's, and then you can put S, whatever, women's clothing. Okay, on sale. Or whatever you want to put, right? So as long as you put some keywords in there for you. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to come down here and change this to, you can even get rid of these. So if you just want to show the image, you don't have to have the text on there. You can just have a nice image that goes through. So you can just have slides. But it's always nice to have your call to action, you know. And right here, this would be women's fashion. I spell it right. And then shop the collection, or whatever. And then your button label. You know, shop women's. And then you have your button link. Remember, I don't have anything I'm linking it to yet. But if it was a category, aka collection, I would click on collections and then find the women's fashion collection. I'll do that later in the video just to show you how it works. So now I've got the slideshow working, and I'm going to go ahead and save this in case I get called away or got to go eat dinner or whatever. So now I've got this nice little slider at the top. I don't really have anything here. I could use the image with text, which is the next one down here, and then it does the same thing. So you can select your image, and then I'll go to Free Images, and then say I've got, let's do good vibe. Let's do jewelry. Jewelry is always good. So jewelry. Doesn't say jewelry. Yeah, it doesn't say jewelry. That's pretty weird. There we go. I'll just put that there. All right, whatever. And it's done by Byrne. So I'm going to select it. And then the same thing, edit alt text, right? Shop jewelry on sale, right? So you want to put in some catchphrases, put in your keywords, you know, that you have. So image alignment, so I can do left or right. So I can slap it so it changes, or I can go ahead and select that and it'll flip back right there. You know, shop jewelry. And then I put in my information, whatever I want to type in, okay? And then you have the ability, the same thing as add another a button, a call to action, right? So my button label can be shop jewelry. And then my button link, I don't have a collection. If I had a product, I can link to a product page or a collection, but I don't have the collection set up yet. So I use the pound sign. And this is good just for formatting so you can start it. I'd probably, if I was doing a regular store, I would go through and add the collections that I know I'm going to have. I'd build the menu out first and then start tinkering around with the design. But it's always nice to get in here just so you can understand how this works. Okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and hit save just for my own. All right. So down, the next thing I have is the text columns with images. So I can actually select each of these, right? Here, tagline, and I could add these in here. Sometimes people put free shipping and other things here. I'm not going to use this, so I'm just going to hide this guy. So I'm going to hide it. And you can play around with that. Featured collection. So if I had collections set up, I can select it. If I had products in there, all those products would show up here. So if I select featured collection, it's going to allow me to select a collection. And then I can put products per row. So say I wanted to change this to 5. Watch how this changes. If I wanted to change it to 3, they get bigger. So it's pretty dynamic, which is cool. 2 rows, I can do that, or I could show 1 row, or I could show multiple rows. Each of the themes is kind of set by default on how it can, on the maximum amount of things it can do. Like this one can only do a maximum of 5 rows. This one can do a maximum of 5 products per row. So you're going to want to see what the limitations are per your teams. Okay. Show product vendors. That's if there's a a vendor for the product, say it's Nike or whatever. It'll show below that. Show View All button. Actually, if you want to do that, you can select Feature Collection. They can view the entire collection. We'll go ahead and leave that on there. I'm going to hit Save. And then we got an image with text overlay. So we'll scroll down some more. So now we got this huge image with the text overlay. It's the same thing as the one that was at the top there. So we'll go ahead and select it. And we'll put a cool banner there. And let's just put, what else are we going to sell? Let's do some staff favorites, whatever that is. Okay. Let's do here. Okay, so it looks like candles or something. Or a drink. Okay, so there's a drink. So edit alt text. And we're going to say recipes, whatever. I don't know. Home or kitchen. Here we go. Kitchen. Products. Sale. And you can say whatever you want. It's always best to do a little keyword research so you know what you're going to be putting in here. And then I don't want to put anything in here. Let's see, image with text overlay. And then you can just put the small text if you want. So I want you to put in kitchen. And just leave that, right? And then I can put my button label if I want to just put the button in here, shop kitchen, or just shop now. Put my pound sign, select that guy. So now I got shop, and if I don't want to have shop, I just wanted to show it, as a banner, I can do that. But you always want to have a call to action on these pages, okay? Next thing down is I got testimonials. So I'm going to make up some testimonials, or you can add them from your stores or whatever. If you do add an app, you can always pull in the testimonials that way, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not going to change any of this, but if you do, here's the way you do it. You just go ahead and change it. You can put in add customer. You can do some basic formatting. You notice it starts to format the way that I'm actually formatting the items themselves, happy customers, and then I can always link these. These get a little weird. So here's a link, and I can go ahead and select blog posts or anything else. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Next thing down, I've got the gallery. So if I wanted to put some images down here in my gallery, I can do the same thing, and I'll just select the ones that I have just to make my life a little easier. And then by doing so, if you notice that if I select images that I already have and that I've added alt text to, it's going to give me that alt text. So I have the ability to also change that again, but I probably don't want to do that. So I'm going to select this one, select image, I'll put her on there, and then you select image, and then we'll do the same thing. Select this guy, and now I got all three of those. Galleries are pretty useless, people like to put them on there, whatever, it's up to you. But if you click on add section, you can play around with other things. So say I wanted to have the blog posts at the bottom, I can click on that, and it'll give me some blog posts down there. And I'll go ahead and select add section, and then you got collection list. This will actually be a list of all of your collections, or some of the collections. So if you notice, you got collection lists, and there's 3 per row, 4 per row, 5 per row. You could do the same thing again, right? So I'm going to do 3, and then if I added some collections, say I had men's suits and then women's fashion, and they'd show up here, and I can go directly to those, and I'll show you those to you in a second. Next, click on add section. Let's see, featured, collection list, image, slideshow, featured product. So if you want to feature a single product on the page, you can, and then it'll put the ability to add to cart directly there. I don't really recommend you do that, but some people like to do that. You can select the product that you want to actually have for that. We don't have any set up yet, so we can't select anything. I'm going to go ahead and select add section, and then see what else we have here. We have a newsletter. Now remember, this newsletter isn't connected to anything, right? So this news and this news, all it does is it actually puts a little notification onto the customer that says, you can email me. That's all it is. So it's pretty useless. So unless you're using it, in a certain way, or some people like to use it, whatever, kind of useless. Logo list, some people like to put all the logos on the bottom, like here's, or all the companies I do business with. You can show those there, okay? And then you also have, let's go to the next one, add section, last thing, you got map, okay? So let's do that. Now if you do this, you can put in your address in here, you put your map address, right, get directions, and then you're gonna have to go to Google. This is a little animal, right? You gotta go to register your maps API key, you can click that link, follow the instructions, you go through everything, you put it in here. But you have to set up billing with Google, and they're kind of being jerks about that, so I don't really recommend doing that. People don't really care. So I would just link, leave the address in there, put your information in, whatever. And then you also have the ability to put an image behind there. if you want to put one behind the actual map. So let's put this right here. Okay, so then I hit select. So now I got a map behind there, my address and stuff, get directions, and see how it's going to link to maps.google.com anyway, so we don't need that. Now I'm going to add section. Let's go down some more. Text column with images. So you've got these things that I showed you earlier. I'm going to turn that off. Now, say for instance I don't want that. If I don't want that on there at all, I can just select it. And then if I select this, all right, so I'm going to show it. I'm going to select it. Now over here, notice it says remove section. So I can do that without actually deleting anything. But if you put content in there and you remove the section, it's going to remove the content. And you'll have to re-add it. So now I can go here. I'm going to go into rich text. This allows you the ability to, talk about your brand, and you start typing stuff. You can make the text larger if you want, make it even bigger. You can do wide display where it's going to show all the way across. Do full screen, so wide display, so it's going to show all the way across. Desktop, large, and you can say medium, whatever you want to do, right? Okay, so the next thing I have, add section, the last one, rich text, testimonials, okay, video. So the video thing, you're going to want to actually go to YouTube and grab the link that you have, right? And then you'd put that in there. You could show the overlay and the button and all that fun stuff. And then you could put a placeholder image there, right? For the YouTube video. So you'd probably want to need, once they click on that, it would start to play the YouTube video. Okay, so you could probably put the how to use Shopify version 1 on that, and then it'll show it up. So I can go there and get that link, but I'm not going to. Okay, so now I'm done with everything. I click on save. Kind of happy with everything, the way everything's looking. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go back and I'm going to preview my store. So what I like to do is I go ahead and click on exit, and then you got this little eyeball right here. You can click on that, and you can start seeing how your store is shaping up. I have multiple monitors, or if you don't, I like to keep them in 2 different windows. But notice how I've got my free shipping. Here's my catalog, privacy. There's my logo. My slideshow is working, right? If I click on this stuff, it's not going to go anywhere. Now I scroll down some more. There's my shop jewelry. There's my featured collection. There's my kitchen, my testimonials, my gallery, my blog posts, collection list if I wanted to, a product if I was featuring a product, a logo list, and then the map, and then some more information if you want to do something about, and there's a video, which I'm not really using, and then you have your footer. So I'm going to go ahead and create a couple of products and some collections, then we can fill in the rest of the stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go back into our dashboard, and then when we click on products, we have the ability to add collections, which are the categories. So we're just going to go ahead and make some collections. So create collection, and now if you notice here, we got some options, right? So we'll be available on 2 sales channels. So for some reason Google did not delete when I did it or whatever. But anyway, so oh, it did. Okay. So I'm going to call this one men's suits, right? And then I want to make sure it's a manual collection. If I select automated, what it's going to do is it'll allow me, say you have 1,000 products in the store, and you have a couple hundred of them that are called men's suits. And you know that you're going to tag it with men's suits, so you can actually do automated product tag is equal to, and you can type in men's suits, right? And then save. And what happens is whenever the products are added to the store or they are imported, they will automatically be assigned to this collection. Now that's cool if you want to save some automation and such, and you want to save some time. But the problem with that is you can never manually add a product back to that collection. What that means is you can't just select like I'm going to do it right now. So I'm going to select manual, and I don't have anything I'm selecting right now. So I'm going to say men's suits. I don't have a collection image. I don't have anything else set up here. I'm going to select save. I'm going to show you the reason why in a second. So I'm going to do a couple of these, create another collection. I'm going to call this women's fashion. Women's fashion. Right? And then I'm going to say leave it as manual. Select save. And then the last one was kitchen, so I'm just going to add that. So create another collection, and it's called kitchen. Okay, so now I've got that. So now I have some products, and I want to add some products to this. So if I go to all products, I don't have any products, I add product. My first product is going to be a men's suit, which I don't have, but I'm just going to make some generic ones. So men's suit, blue, 1, whatever, right? So I can add these products and leave them in draft until I'm ready for them to be active. But say I already know what I'm doing and I want them to be active as soon as I'm finished. But this is cool men's suit. Okay, so now I've got a men's suit. I need to put some images on here of what the men's suit's going to be. So I don't have any, so I'm just going to go to some products here, and then let me grab resistance bands. We're going to do this guy. So let's see here, icons, and I'll just use a couple. I'll use this one. This one. Okay, so I go ahead and throw these on here. I should have grabbed some men's suits. I apologize for that. But anyway, so now I've got this large image, and I got these other images will show up as thumbnails below this product, right? So if I wanted to, and I'll show you, this is a men's suit, remember? So we're going to say product type. We'll just call it suit. You know, add suit. You click on that. Vendor. We can call it I don't know, Nike. Right, and then collections. So I want to put this product in the collection, right? So I can click here, and it's going to give me all my collections. Or I can start typing men, and then it'll give me all the collections that have the word men in it. So I'll just put a little checkbox there. So now this product will be assigned to men's collections. And then here's my tags, right? So men's suits, men's fashion, right? Whatever. And then I want the suit to be, you know, 20 bucks. And then it was 50 bucks, okay? Here's my charge tax. I want to charge tax on this, right? And then I also want to have a SKU number. I don't have a barcode, but I can put that in if I had it. Track quantity, you can do that if you want. So I've got, 25. This is a physical product, so I need to put a weight in, whatever, in this case, a pound. And then you have your customs authority. So this is specific to you, so you're going to have to go through and look at this, and then you have a harmonized code system. You can actually look at that. Variants, so say for instance I have different sizes for this suit. I can go ahead and check this. Here's my size. I'll type in small and hit enter. Medium, enter, large, right? And then I also have different colors for it. So I'm going to add another option, color, blue, black, brown. Okay, so now I've got all this set up. Now I want the small blue to be 20. I want the small black to be 22. So you can go through here and independently do them by the color and by the size and put in what you want for the actual pricing. Notice over here you have the SKU number. So I added that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was for the first SKU number, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it was. 5, 6. So it's going to tag the first option, right, with the original SKU number, and then it's going to give individual SKU numbers for the additional options. So small black is going to have that SKU number, small brown, small, medium blue, etc. So whatever naming convention you have, this is what will keep your accountant sane. Okay. So those are all my SKU numbers. Now, I don't like the way this looks. This is the way it's going to look in Google. So I can go ahead and always click on here and edit it. So men's suit, and then I like to put in how to products, right? And that'll be my little thing there. And then here's my cool suit in brown, black, and red, whatever, right? So now that's the way it looks good there. And then I'm not really happy with the 1 on the end, so I'm just going to call that men's suit. So now I select save. So now what I've done here is I've actually added one product. Okay, it's not active yet. It does have the type, vendor, my collection, so everything's assigned. Say for instance I wanted to have different images for when I select drop downs on these. I wanted this to show a blue suit, I want that to show a black suit, that to show a brown suit. I don't have images for those, but let's click on this. So let me go ahead and add an image. I'm going to add something different that's not in there just so you can see the difference. And I'll hit done. Right, selected, and I'll hit done. So now small blue. Actually, let me get rid of that one. I'm going to select small black so you can see the change. There we go. Hit done. Okay, so now everything's finished. Click on save, and now I want to view this product on my site. So I can select on select preview, and then this is going to give me a preview of what the product page looks like. So now I've got men's suit 1. I'm in the preview, that's why it's got this funky URL. Otherwise, if I was on the front of the site, and I clicked on my catalog, and it's not active, right? So I never activated the product. So if I go back in, I can go ahead and select active, and I'll select save, so now people can purchase it. So now if I go to the front here, go ahead and refresh. Give it a minute, Shopify's, there we go. So now if I come to the store, I can actually purchase this right now. So notice it was 50 bucks, now it's 20. And then if I click on it, I got small blue, right? I got medium blue, it's sold out. Notice it's saying sold out on these. The reason why it's saying sold out is because I only set inventory for the first small blue. Now if I click on black, watch, it'll change the image. So notice how my image changed, and it's sold out as well. And then the other images are down here as thumbnails. So say for instance I don't want this as the thumbnail image, right? There's my description there. And I want a different image as the main image. I can go into the actual product, right? I'll scroll down, and I want this image to be the main image. So I just left click and hold it, I drag over to it until it moves, and then I let it go. So now and then it says media order saved. So it actually changed the order. So now if I look at this product, in a second, it takes a minute. There we go. So when I get to this page, now I'll see that first image, right? So now if I select black, there's my image again, right? Now, these are all saying sold out. So now if we go back to the product, notice how I keep the tabs open, right? Scroll down, go all the way to the bottom, and notice it gets kind of buried in here. So you can either make this really small and start messing around with it, or you can make it really large and mess around with it. I keep it this way, then I'll go ahead and scroll to the bottom. There's a little bar here, right? And then I'm going to give my stuff quantities, right? So there's 10 for this one, there's 2 for this one, there's 5 for this one, 1 for this one, 1. Any of the ones that I don't do are going to say sold out. So I'll go back here, hit refresh. That one's sold out, medium blue. I'll go ahead and go to small. I'll put black. So see, now they say I'll say add to cart. But see the price change too? So you notice when I change it, watch. Black, 22 bucks. Blue, 20 bucks. Add to cart. It's going to throw it up there. Then they can go through the shopping, view cart and check out. And now they got this wonderful stuff. It's $20. You can remove it. Go back up to the top here, catalog. Now we got our product. Okay, so now we go back to the home page. So on the home page, we don't really, here's a featured collection. So now I want, I'm going to add like 10 products in here, right? So I'm just going to duplicate this just to make life a little easier. So I'll say image, SKUs, inventory quantities, set as active, and I'm going to call it men's suit 2. Duplicate product, and now just so I know that these are going to be different products, I'm going to go ahead and change the main image on it, just for me. This guy back here. Okay, save that one, and that's going to it's going to put it in men's suits. It's going to give me all the same variables and everything. So you don't want to duplicate products if you don't have to. If you go back now and I'm going to add one more product. Watch. So I'm going to add a product. Click here. Click on Add Product. I'm going to call this Women's Pants. Okay. So here's our pants. Here's our information. I'm going to keep it active, and I'm going to go get the images for it. So let's just grab these resistant bands. Okay. So now I've got some stuff for the. And then remember, we still want to maintain the same thing with the actual images for. What do you call it? Scroll here. Sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now I'm adding this woman's product, right? And I'm going to go ahead and go down here. It's active. The type is pants, right? I'll select add, and then I'll select the vendor, and we'll call it, I don't know, Target. Okay, and you don't have to put vendor. I just do stuff in there. I'm not going to assign it to a collection on purpose. I'm going to show you why. I'm not going to put a bunch of options on this one either, so I'm going to call this 10 bucks, and it was 20, just so we could show the sale, right? And then you can put your tags in there. Default product, there's my SKU. I'm not going to track the quantity because I have a million of them, right? And then it's 2 pounds. And then this product has multiple options like different sizes and colors. I'm not going to select that either. So let's just go ahead and select save. So now I've got a product added, but it's not added to a collection. So if I was in collections over here and I scroll down and I go to women's fashion, I made this a manual collection, right? So I can click on browse now and click on women's pants and manually add the product. I can also type in here WOM, right, EN, and it'll start finding products for me. So I already added it, so it's not. Okay, so I select add. So now it's added this product for me, right? So there we go. I'll now have a product underneath women's. I have a couple products underneath men's, and then let's do kitchen. So I'll just make another generic one. I just click products, click add product, and then let's just call this blender. Okay, and then my blender, and let's make it active. And then I'm gonna go ahead and call it, blender. And then I'll grab an image, grab some images. How about this Galaxy Rose here? Let's grab that guy. And we'll do $25. I don't care, $39. Okay. And I'm going to tag it. I'm going to tag it with kitchen. Let's call it. Oh, actually, I'm going to tag it with home. Let me call it home decor. Right? So home decor. The reason why I'm tagging it with home decor, I'm going to show you that this product can automatically be added to a collection. So here's my inventory, my stock unit, whatever quantity available. I'm not going to track the inventory. I'm going to give it a 5-pound weight, and then I don't care about the rest of the stuff right now. I'm going to select save. Now I'm going to add it to a collection. So I'm going to add it in here, kitchen, right? And then I'm going to hit browse, and I'm just going to find blender. And I'm going to hit add. So that's a manual collection, right? So now it's been added. I'm all hunky-dory. I'm going to go back to collections. I'm going to create a collection. And I'm just going to call it Kitchen Smart. Because they call them smart collections, these automated collections. So I'll say smart collection here, whatever. And you can call it whatever you want. And then I'm going to say automated, right? So I'm going to automate it. So product tag is equal to, right? And then you have other stuff, product title, product type. So if the type is a blender, you can have everything go into the blenders. If you have a specific brand, you can have the product vendor name on there, and everything, all the products with that vendor will go into the vendor. Same thing for the price, the tag, compare price. You get the idea, right? So we're going to say product tag is equal to, and we're going to say home decor. Okay? And then I don't want to add another condition, but I can. And then so it would mean that any of the conditions or all conditions. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You can tinker around with that. So now I'm going to select save. Okay. So if we look at this, I don't have my collections at the top here. I'm going to go ahead and add them up there. So let's go ahead and add the collections to the menu. So I'm going to go to online store. I'm going to go to navigation, and then I'm going to go to the main menu. And then when I want to add, get rid of the privacy policy, which doesn't belong there. Add menu item, and then remember I can just start typing here, or I can click on collections. Right? If I click collections, I can select my collections. Or if I don't know what I want, I just kind of know the name, I'll say men, and then it's going to give me all the collections of product, everything that has men in it, right? So collections, there's men's suits, and then I select add. Add menu item, call it women, collections, women's fashion, add. Last one, kitchen, kitchen. Here's kitchen, right? Add. And that's the manual collection. And then we're going to do kitchen again. And then there's the smart collection, right? So the smart collection is set up. Right now, I did not assign that product to the smart collection. It should automatically pick up the product based on the tag. So I'm going to go live in La Vista La Loca. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page here. And now I've got my whole new menu, right? So I go to men's suits, and now I'll see the two products for the men's suits. Those are two different images, right? They're on sale. Click on the image, You could get in here and select your options, whatever, right? And then we'll go to women's fashion, and then I've got my little stretch bands under women's fashion, right? And it doesn't have all the drop-down options. It's just one thing. Add the card, there's a description, right? So you're going to want to add more description copy. You're going to want to add better images, obviously. Let's go to kitchen, just regular kitchen. This is the manual kitchen, right? Manual. I added this manually, all right? So now if I go to the kitchen smart, there, I also see anything that has home decor. So watch, if I go back in, and I also go to this other I'll go to products, and then if I add tag to men's suit, let's add another tag right down here. Home, decor, hit enter, hit save. Now I've got home decor on there. I should be able to go to the smart collection. Takes a few. There we go. So it automatically shows up under the smart collection. So you can do it that way to control your categories if you want. So if you don't want to sit there and assign them manually, where you have more control, or you can make tags and it would assign them to your, your collections. Okay, so it's really up to you on how you want to do it. Smart collection. Also, say for instance I wanted to add a nice little, let's go to collections, and then I've got this kitchen smart collection. And if you notice on these right here, sorry I click around a lot. You get these blank images. So you can go ahead and click on this. The debut theme actually has the ability for you to put a collection image. So let me just throw one of these up here. This isn't going to be a nice image, so let's just put that there. And I just want you to see how it's going to look. Now you're going to want to format that one to look how you want it to look, right, for your particular page. So let's see if it actually updates it. There we go. So it's going to take your image and make a banner of it. So that image was up and down, and it's really small, so it looks like crap. But if you have a nice banner image, you can go in here, you can take a screenshot, and then make this in Photoshop or whatever, and then make a nice banner image for yourself up there. Some people don't like to do it. I think it adds a little aesthetic. It's kind of nice to add to the site. So I don't really want that. Now if I go back to the collections, you'll notice now I got an image for it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that just because it looks not good. You can click on it, and then it'll say, oops, there's the alt tag, which we didn't do because I was a bad boy. Click on edit, and now I want to get rid of that image, and then I select save, and then just give it a couple of seconds, and then it'll update on the front page here for you. So now I'm going to go ahead and go to the front area, right? And then now I want to fill in the rest of this stuff. So I got featured collection here. I go back to Live in La Vishla Loca. So I've added some products. I added the collection, right? And I'm going to go down to the online store because I want to customize the front again. So I'll go ahead and click on Customize. And there's a lot of stuff over here, right? So if I get into the habit and I start hiding things and everything, I might click on the wrong thing. So I like to just get rid of it and clean it up, remove section. And it's only loading on the same side because I have my window really wide. So I want the featured collection to be this featured collection. So I'll scroll down, featured collection, and I'm going to select my collection, and I want it to be the Kitchen Smart. And then it's going to show those two products. If I had more, then it would show. Okay, so I could always show products per row. I can put 2, and that's really big now. So now it's 2. Okay, I go down page. I've got this. Got my gallery. My blog posts. I don't have any blogs created yet, so let's go down to collect. Okay, so we're going to go down the collection list next. Let's go down here to collection. So collection 1. So I'll select the first one, and I'll do men's. And hit OK, and hit back. And go to the next collection. Select collection. Go to women's, and say select, and then hit back, and then go to the next collection. I hit select collection, and hit kitchen, and hit select. So now I've got 3 here, right? So I can add another one. Let me add another collection. Add collection. And then I'll go Kitchen Smart and hit select. So now I've got all 4 of mine showing now. Let me hit back. Collection list. So if I click on it, I have 3 here. See that? But I want 4. I don't want them on different rows. It looks weird. So now I got 4. So now my collection list has 4 on 1 row. I'll go back. And now I want to put a featured product down here because it's the next thing I wanted to show, but I'm not going to do that on a real site just because it looks weird. So I can either create a product, or I can select a product, or I can type it in. So say, for instance, I wanted women as my featured product, women's pants. So now it'll show add to cart, buy it now. The description SSSS, select, go back. And then we got our logo list. So say, for instance, I had a bunch of logos here. I can select an image. I'm not going to, I'll just click a couple things here. Let's grab that one. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'll select that one. And then I'll go back. And then I select the next logo, select an image, 3 images, there, select pride, select that one. And then, so those are going to be all different sizes, so you're really going to want to format this in Photoshop, make it look nice for you. Okay, so you can go through and do that. Next thing down, I got the map, I already showed you that, talked about the brand, showed you that, showed you the video. Okay, so let's go to, let's see here. Let's do the blog too, because you got the blog post on the bottom there. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we saved all this stuff. Sorry about my reminders. Click Save. Alright, so now I'm going to put the blog on here. So I'm going to go back, this little exit arrow right here. It takes me back to the main dashboard. And then I'm going to go to blog posts. Well, I don't have any blogs in here yet. So I'm going to say create blog post. Now, I also don't have a name of the blog, right? So if you look at this, I have my blog by default is called News. So you probably don't want to call it news. You might want to call it your own blog name. So create a blog name. So in this case, it's going to be, the blog title will be How to Products Blog. Let's do that. Okay. And then here's me for the author, default blog post. We just leave it, save it. So now we don't have an actual, we don't have a blog we made. So I'm going to call this blog How to use Shopify, howdy. And then you can put images in here, and you can insert and test and change and do all your fun stuff. There's all the images that I was inserting. Remember, you're going to want to put alt text in here, so men's suits, whatever. And then you also have the imagery sizes. So this will actually square things up for you. If you put original and the image is really large, see how big it is? It's going to be too big. So you're going to want to delete that. And then we're just going to go ahead and select, and I'll just grab this, and I'll make it 480 by 480. I'll put men's suits. All right, 480 by 480, insert image. So now it's going to put a square image in there for me. That's probably going to look weird too. And then you can format it just like you do. You put bullets in there, you can make the text to color, and you can tinker around with that. You can make a link inside your blog, so update my blog. And then your image here is your featured image for the blog, and that's what's going to show up on the home page. So I'm going to put, even though that's a suit, I'm going to put this galaxy thing here just because it's easier to access. And remember, I'm going to go ahead and select the edit image so that I can put the alt tag in here for this, right? So we'll call that, men's suits on sale, whatever, right? Select save, organization. Just double check this to make sure you're putting it into the correct blog. So right now I'm creating a new blog, right? And then this excerpt is what will show, like appear on the home page of the blog. This is my cool blog. This is my cool blog. All right, and then we'll scroll down. We didn't tag anything. You're going to want to put tags on there, and I want it to be visible, right? And I'm going to go ahead and select save. So now I've got this new blog post thing in here, right? So if I come back in next week and I want to create a new blog, I go to blog posts, right? And I'm going to select add blog post, and then you can make your whole blog post, so blog 2, whatever, and then my image, whatever. Here's my info, and then there's another image, and etc. Another featured image. I want it visible. You could also set the visibility date. So say you want to go active on Friday or whatever, and then go ahead and add the image. I'm going to go ahead and add the other thing there, and I'll add another one here, and just grab her. Insert image. Make sure there's an alt tag and all that. Excerpt. My other blog. My other blog, and then lastly, look down here. Just double check this. See how it defaulted and it puts it in news again? So it's kind of like a pain. It does it that way. So you want to make sure you're in the right blog, and then you make sure you select the correct blog for that, right? So when you you include this, or you have people going to the site, you want to make sure they're going to the right blog page, right? So now, if I go to Lavish La Loca here, and I go ahead and refresh the front page, so now I've got the banner, my shop, here's my Blender pictures, right, the kitchen, there's testimonials, gallery, and I still haven't done anything with the blog post, so I have to go back to the front, go to online store. So some people like to go through and add products, collections, blogs, pages. They add everything first, and then they customize last, right? They do the customizer. Because it's probably a little more efficient that way. I just wanted to show you how you use the customizer. So I'm kind of going backwards a little bit. Apologize, you'll get your own flow down, and you'll have a good time once you do that. So I'm going to scroll down to the blog. Let's see, where are we at? Logo list. Featured product, collection, there we go, blog posts. So you select blog posts, and now see how it says news? I want to select change blog, and I want to select my new blog. And now I've got my blog posts, and I select them, and everything is beautiful. And there we go, here's the excerpt, right? My other blog, this is my blog, and then I could show 6 posts, 3 posts, whatever I want to show, right? I don't have, if I could show the author, I'm not going to show that. Show date. Sometimes you don't want to show the date just because you don't update the blog very often, but I'm just going to put in here 3, and then we'll go ahead and save. I don't have 3. But anyway, go to the front end, and you refresh, and now you've got your blog posts in here. Click on blog posts, and it says how to use Shopify. Go down and tinker around with that, right? Okay, so now your blog's done. So now we have the blog done, the collections are showing down here. You know, I don't really want them there. So I'm going to move the collections up, go back to blog posts, and then here's my collections list that I'm actually looking at, right? So this thing, I'd rather have it up underneath the banner because it'll look better there. So I'll just go backwards. And then remember, we go ahead and click on these dots here. I'm just going to left click and just drag them and then put it right below the slideshow. So now it's going to move it up there for me. And then I don't really want this word collection list in there, so I'll click on that, and I'll just delete it. You know, just take some space, or you can put it in there. It's up to you. Select save, and now I've got my banner, I've got my collection showing, and I've got jewelry, and I've got a featured collection. This is just too much stuff, but I just wanted to show you where all this was. Okay. So, and then lastly, you're going to want to make sure that you have a link to your blog and other links for your bottom menu. Some people like to do a double CSA thing, so you can scroll down to the bottom here and click on footer, and then you've got show payment icons. Once you make you do a payment plan, you'll start seeing Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Show language selector, country, region selector. You can tinker around with all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go backwards. I'm going to go ahead and make the navigation menu for the footer. Then I click on navigation, I click on footer menu, and I want some other stuff to show down there. So, you know, maybe I want some of the collection items, and I'll show collections, whatever, kitchen, save, and I'll put the blog down there. Blog. Blogs. So you have blog posts, you can put individual posts, or you can put blogs. There's my how-to blog, and it's going to say that. I don't want it to say how-to products blog, I just want it to say blog. I can click on that, keep the same link, but I can change the name. Sorry, this video is long. Apply changes. All right, everything looks good. Click on save. But I also want to throw the privacy policy down. Remember, we created a page. We don't have, you know, we didn't create our about page. You probably want to do add page and then make, you know, about, right? About, whatever, and then all info about me. And then you get the idea. Visibility, you know, there's no template. There's only 2 templates. There's a main template for everything. There's a contact page which has the form on it. And then I want to edit the SEO if I wanted to and call that, you know, about to products. Okay, and then, you know, save. Okay, so now I got another page in there. I'm going to create another one, create another page, and we'll call it contact. And then in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put my address in here, 2534 State Street, 462, San Diego. So you can put that in there, you can tinker around how that looks. Now I want to select the contact page for this, and then I'm going to select Save. Now what that does is that particular template has a form on it. It's the only form that is on this theme. So we're going to go ahead and actually add it to our navigation as well. I want it in the header, and I also want to put it in the footer, right? So I'll put in link, type in contact, and now it's going to come up with my page. There's my page. It doesn't show up yet because I just added it and it's being slow. So I'll give it a second. Add menu, contact, pages. There we go. It shows up. And contact. So don't get frustrated if you don't see it right away, because it's a caching thing with Shopify. So now I've added it to my header menu. Now I'm going to go back to navigation. And you can always scroll to the top, footer. I just like using the stuff on the left. You can always use this arrow here too. So I'm going to go ahead and add to the contact, the footer menu now, contact. And I'll select pages, and I'll select contact. Okay, select add.
Thank you for
and I can put privacy there.
One of the
you know how that works.
debut theme.
Click on that. So now if I go back to the front,
proceed to part 2. Let the video load. It should load part 2 for you.
There's my contact page. I click on that guy.
Click on
There's a form. There's my address in the top, so you can mess around with
you
that
how
looks.
to
It's a very generic
customize the theme through the editor and
captures already built in, all that fun stuff. Now, if you look down here, my quick links now I got search,
subscribe,
kitchen,
like,
blog,
comment if you
contact.
And
so
don't forget to sign up for a free
I can come in here.
Trial 14
if
days.
I look at the footer the way it is, let's go to online store. Let's see how this guy looks. Let's go to customize. Let's see if there's any other options for the footer down there. I don't remember there being. Let me see. Let's go to. Oh yeah, that's right. So the little arrow next to it, you got the menu, newsletter. You got other blocks you can add. So you can add another menu, or you can add some text. So I'm going to add some text in here, and then usually people like to put, about their business. You could also, put your logo in here if you wanted to, and do that programmatically. But notice how the newsletter's in the center now, and that's there. So I want to actually put this talk about your business over here. So I'll do the same thing. I'll go ahead and drag it, and there now it moves my stuff around. I click save. So now I've got all this cool. Now I got it in the line here, and I've got this stuff here. Or I have the option to put another menu there if I wanted to, or get rid of the newsletter. So I can get rid of the newsletter, and I can add another menu if I wanted to. So it shows me quick links. Change this menu, change menu, put the main menu down there too. So now I've got quick links. They're not both quick links. We call this, you don't have to have a title either. So you can always remove those, or main, whatever you want to call it, customer service, etc. Select save. Okay. So now I go back to the front, and I can actually see how all this is going to look. Now there's my footer is all updated, everything looking pretty. And then you remember so to control the colors, you got the footer colors too. And so the footer colors, if you want to change the way that looks, you go to your theme settings, and then notice you have all this kind of cool stuff here now. So you've got colors, right? And then you got text, your regular text throughout the site, the body text, sale price stuff, color of your buttons. You can control all this, which is really cool. Background, image overlays, opacity, page, borders, typography. So you can just go around and tinker with that. Typography, you can actually change the fonts, right? So if you wanted to change the font for the body text, let's just select another font. Let's do this guy, Archivo, something or other. So notice how I changed my font, right? Pretty cool. So you can do the same thing for the headers, right? The headers and footer, the headers and the body text. Search, you can show the vendor, you can have product suggestions, show the price if you wanted to. So if I click on show price, and then when someone starts to type a search on my website, at the top there, just type in men. So notice how it shows the price and everything, right? In the drop down now. Pretty cool. Social media. I want to have my social media accounts, Twitter. So I don't really have anything right now, so I'm just going to grab their stuff. So let's throw Twitter. Let's do Facebook. Let's do Pinterest. Let's do Instagram. I don't have Snapchat. Let's do YouTube. And you'd obviously put the correct links in there. But if you scroll down here, now you'll see all the icons on the bottom of the footer. All right. And then I'll link to your respective things. Favicon, you're going to want to create one at 32 by 32, so I would select an image, and I think I created one that was really small anyway. Select. So now I've got this small favicon. You're going to want to put the alt tag text, right? Products, whatever. Select save. Okay. And I'll collapse that. So now that's the little thing that's going to show up there. That's the favicon. Add to cart notification. You can show this when the items added to the cart, or you don't have to. Checkout, background image. You can actually put a banner across the top of the checkout page. That's the only thing you can do in addition to changing the text on the edit languages page. And then theme style, just leave it defaulted because you already selected it. So now I want to go to colors. I'm going to do the background, body, sale, buttons, primary, second form, background's white, image align, page. Oh, there you go. It's actually on. Oh, goofy. That's goofy. So you actually have to click on the link that says footer, and now I can change the footer here. So let's change that to red. I'll make the text white. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. Okay, cool. Now it's like save. And now I go back to the home page. Now I'll click on home, out to products, free shipping, all this cool stuff here. All right. Got my collections, my shop, featured collection. Got my banner, testimonials, gallery, blog posts, individual product. Right, even shows the extra thumbs there, which is kind of cool. Then you got your logo list, your map and directions, how cool you are, video, and then your footer. So there's other options, obviously. Those are all the basics of the debut. You know, setting up debut and linking it to your social media, and setting up all the internal pages and doing some customizations, and understanding how to use the customizer, understanding how to use this little exit thing to go back to your main screen, blog post pages, navigation, domains. So when you're finished, and you have a couple other things here, preferences, you're going to want to click on preferences and make sure that you have your homepage title. This is what the search engines are going to see. So this is how-to products, fitness, products, right? So that's my main thing, and then I'm going to want to put a description in here for the, you know, fitness, products, and more, suits, etc., 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 right? And then your social image preview, you're going to want to put an image in here for when you start sharing stuff on social media, and that gives you the image sizes as well. And then your analytics, so if you want to track stuff, the analytics that's inside of Shopify just gives you basic information on when you purchase things and how busy your site is on that particular day for sales and keywords and things. But Google Analytics, this is where you're going to paste your analytics code once you set up Google Analytics. That's in another video that I'll have in this channel as well for you, so you can actually learn how to put that in there pretty easily. Same thing with your Facebook pixel. You have this customer privacy stuff for limited tracking. If you're in Europe, you're going to want to select that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and re-enable the password because I don't want anybody ordering from this site. Spam protection, your Google is enabled. And then here's other stuff if you want to enable if customer lands on the wrong domain and be automatically redirected. So you can actually select that as well. Those are all set up now. So the last thing I'd want to do when I get in here, obviously I put it back. I'm ready to make sales. My password is removed from my website. They want to connect my domain. Well, I don't have my domain connected yet, so that's the last piece of it. So you can either transfer a domain. You don't want to do that. Leave the domain with GoDaddy or Hoover or whoever the hell you have it registered with. And then you're going to click on Connect Existing Domain. You're going to type in the domain that you want to connect, living la vida loca.com. And then we're going to click on Next. And then what this is going to do is it's going to look up, see this domain's a GoDaddy. And so I can connect it manually or I can connect it automatically. If I'm going to connect it automatically and I have GoDaddy here, just open up GoDaddy in another tab, log into it, and then come back into this tab and click on Connect Automatically, and it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay? You can also connect it manually, then you're going to follow through and add some records into your DNS. It's kind of a little more advanced. You can also read about it here. But you want to do that, and just note that when you do make this change, it's going to take 24 to 72 hours for you to be able to go to the domain name, right? livinglabislaloca.com, and to be able to see your Shopify site. So if you're trying to launch today, then just know that this is going to take a little time to get out there. So I'd get this connected, get it all working, wait a few days, and then start running your campaigns and your ads and whatever else you're going to do for marketing. All right, so let's see if I missed anything. Apps, discounts. You can always create your own discounts in here too. Discounts and automatic discounts are pretty cool. You can read about all that stuff here, but we can go ahead and create a discount. It's pretty self-explanatory. You have discount codes that you can offer people and send them via emails and actually have them automatically created within Shopify for you via apps. Or you have these automatic discounts where if somebody adds a certain product to a cart, they automatically get 10% off or 5% off. So a lot of times people will just go ahead and create a discount code, and then we'll just call this summer sale, summer 10, and I'll give them 10% off, okay? So we'll call this 10%. And then I only want it on specific products, right? Or collections. So say, for instance, I want to give 10% off for all the products in the kitchen collection, right? And select add. So now it's only going to give me 10% off that. So here's my minimum requirements, nothing. You can always set that up. Customer availability, eligibility. You can do specific people if you wanted to, or you can do everybody. Limit the number of times discount using total. You can do that. Limit to one per customer. That I always kind of do that. And then you want to set an end date, right? So you want to set the end date because you always want to have a sense of urgency for people to use the coupon. So the end date we're going to do is Saturday or end of month, right? So end of the month. From now till August 31st, you can get 10% off of all of the products in the kitchen category using Summer 10, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on save. So now, if I go, you can create a shareable link here, get a shareable link, collection page kitchen. You can copy this, and you can put this into your marketing, right? So if I actually go in here and edit and add this link, and go directly to this link, it takes me to the kitchen page. I'm going to go ahead and click on this guy, click on add to cart. I'll go ahead and view cart, and now I see it's 25 bucks. I go to checkout. It's going to pop me over to the checkout page. See how it automatically added the summer 10 for me? So it added the summer 10, and then I'm going to get my discount, which is cool. So I get my 10% off automatically. If I didn't have this coupon code and I was just on the front of the regular website, let me see, it's still in there? Yeah, it's still in my cart. Okay, let me get rid of that. Remove that. Okay. If I was in, go to kitchen, or let me add another product. We go to women's fashion, click on this product, add to cart, view cart, and I'll go to checkout. I try to enter summer 10 in here. Oops. Summer 10. Apply. Discount code isn't valid for your items in your cart, right? So I'm going to go back. I'll go to kitchen. I'll add this guy. Add cart. View cart. Check out now. And the reason why I put summer 10 in here is because I entered it in earlier, right? And then it put it in there for me. So if I went to this website the first time and I went straight to the kitchen category and then I added something to my cart, it would populate the summer 10 for me. All right, so otherwise you would just tell people to use summer 10 when they're in the kitchen category. So that's for the discount. And then here's another type of discount. So we'll go ahead and go here, discounts, automatic discounts. So we'll create an automatic discount. And we'll call this New Year promotion, right? Just call it New Year. It's going to be a percentage, 10% again. And then it's going to apply to all products. Minimum purchase required, nothing. We're going to set an end date, end of the month again. Okay, so I select save. So people don't have to do anything, right? So minimum purchase can't be blank. Oh, my bad. Okay, we just put $1. Save. So now, if I just am in here, and I go to any product, let me just go to men's suits, and I'll grab this guy, add that to cart, view cart, we'll go to checkout. See, it says New Year, 15% off. It already gave me the New Year discount, and did you notice that the summer is now gone? So the discount has been applied to your order, can't add to another discount. So you can't combine discounts. So you can't get 10% off of the kitchen, right? And then you can't have like 10% off the kitchen and then 10% off New Year. So you're only allowed to apply one promotion code to the cart checkout. There's also another issue, like you can't apply free shipping with a checkout with a promotion code. So that's another video. You can actually look for that on our channel. Unfortunately, I do have an app that is available for that to add a discount code plus free shipping. You can look that up, Discount Ninja. I recommend that app. I'm not affiliated with that at all. I'm not going to cover installing apps on here, but you can if you're looking for some apps and you want to add the ability for your website to do some cool stuff. You can go ahead and click on apps and then customize your store. And then say, for instance, I wanted to do some kind of sales thing, like I want to show the pop-ups or let me see, sales pop. You click on that, and then you can go through here and you can actually see which ones are free. Push out web services, free plan available, free conversion kit. You're going to want to click on each of these. You're also going to want to look at the reviews, right? And then see what it does. You can come down here, read what it does, full description. You can see what the notifications are. Then you can also click on these screens and go through the different screens and see how it's going to look in the back end and also how it's going to look on your store. So once that's finished, you have free. So say, for instance, I wanted to add this, and you can read the reviews. Like people are like, oh yeah, here's my site, it looks great, works great. You can review all reviews. So I think this is a really cool app. I'm going to go ahead and click on Add App. Customers, you'd have customers in here. You have analytics. This will show you like the sales reports and everything, how many sessions you had over time and stuff. It's a pretty good gauge of what's in there. The reports are pretty basic. You know, you got sales reports, tax reports, things like that. If you want to extend the functionality of reports, you're going to want to add an app to do that. Live view, this actually shows you who's on the website at what time, who's checking out. It's a pretty cool thing to look at if you're sitting there and you want to keep it open. Marketing, this is where you have automations and campaigns. They're going to want you to add, if you click on Create Campaign, it's going to want to be tied to an app. So like Klaviyo or some other marketing app that's out there. You can always discuss that with us if you'd like to learn about which apps are best for your store. Okay, thank you for watching this very long debut overview and theme edit. Please like or share, or if you have any comments about it or questions, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe below, as well as smash that like button. Really appreciate it. And if you want to sign up for a Shopify trial, please feel free to click the link below. Yes, we do get compensated for that. And have a great day or night.